When I was a kid, I remember my dad would take us to the Shaw Air Force Base Air Show. And this is embarrassing to say as an Army guy, but when I saw the F-16s, I really wanted to fly those. But once I ended up going to the Citadel, I wanted to do something in business or accounting. So the Army or military was the last thing on my mind once I graduated. I originally enlisted in 2005 as a 09 Sierra, which was an officer candidate. So I basically, after graduating from college, went straight to basic training after a 4-year break as a civilian, and then enlisted just to end up going to OCS. No, quite honestly, as an accountant for 4 or 5 years that I did, I had some exciting hobbies. So I like to race cars on the weekend at the local track. I did a lot of hunting, fishing, stuff like that. And I started thinking, wouldn't it be nice if I could get that fixed by doing a job instead of having a job and then having to go outside of that to get that same kind of rush or excitement. So I think that's what initially led me into aviation, and I've stayed with it as long as I have. 9/11 had happened a few months before I graduated, and I figured that would be a special ops event that would be over rather quickly, so I didn't feel like there was a huge need to join at that time. In 2003, when we did the invasion in Iraq, I started seeing a lot of my classmates go overseas, and quite honestly, I felt like I was an able-bodied individual and I could at least do something. So that's what kind of sparked, the spark, I guess, that got me to join. Just recently, it's actually I've switched. I added another aircraft, so I drill up in Greenville. That's where my unit is currently, and I do instructor pilot duties for them up there. But my full-time job is back at McIntyre, doing the same thing, just in a different aircraft. I've been a technician now for 10 years, and during that, until just recently, they were both identical. The guys that fly the Lakota up in Greenville, they're all extremely seasoned aviators, so they've kind of taken me under their wing. But I enjoy it. I didn't remember what it was like to be a student, because it had been, in our terms, it had been a long time since I got out of flight school. So last year, going through the qualification course and then going through the progression cycles that we have for aviators, as a kind of more of a senior aviator was, I think it was good for me. It helps me relate to the guys that I'm still training now in the Black Hawk. And like I said, those guys in the upstate have just done a fantastic job of welcoming me there and helping me out and teaching me how to fly that aircraft. Significant events I can think of stateside. We've done several air shows. McIntyre's had them since I've been in. I think one in 2000, one in 2009, and then one just recently. I think we were deployed when that happened. I think 2017. But we got to be a part of those. But we have a pretty robust stateside mission, being a utility aircraft. We have a hoist program. We were very active in the floods of 2015. All the fires from Myrtle Beach back in 2005 when I first got in, to just recently the Pinnacle Mountain fires. We're constantly sending assets to help out with those. So I think one of my commanders said it best several years ago. Any one of these events, probably in any unit, would make a career for somebody. But we're very lucky in South Carolina that we have extremely well maintained aircraft and great personnel, and we've really got to do a lot, especially in the past years that I've been in. Aviation is a hot commodity right now. It kind of ebbs and flows concerning the need. Some years we don't send maybe a handful of guys to flight school, and in some years we need a lot of people. And I think we're at that time right now where it's one of those surges. Thank God it was when I got in as well. But we have a lot of experience, and we can do a lot of interesting stuff. It's a great job. I love it. It just opens up a ton of opportunities for you.